Hello, welcome to Spirit of Change. My name is Shalini and we have Sister.Shireen from US here on this series. Welcome, Sister.
Hi, Shalini.
Hi. We have been discussing about a lot of topics which create, when the change creates the stress. And today I was wondering if we could talk about changing patterns of anger, thought patterns of anger. That seems to be a very, very deep belief system.
Yes. It'll take a few episodes for us to talk about that.
Yes. So I was thinking, why do we get angry?
So many things, no? At least two. Let's talk about two reasons. There's so many reasons,
Yes.
but two reasons. One is that there is expectation.
Yes.
Expectation out of a situation and stuff. And one is like just a deep pattern of control. That we want to control things, we want to control people, we want to control situations and all of that.
Right. And we want to control them because we feel that our point of view is, or the way I want it to be done is the right way.
Right. Or I want to control the other person. I want to be able to, or I want to control how things are going.
So does that mean there's because if I want to control you, it means that, there's some lacking inside me.
Right.
That I want to control you.
Right.
So how do I deal with that?
What happens is anger, no? Anger is a pattern. Like some people are angry for 5 years, 10 years, 25 years. They're still angry about something that happened
10 years back.
10 years back, and it creates this sanskara, this pattern, this thing that inside that they can't get rid of. And so the control aspect comes when the sanskara just overtakes you.
Also, is it because we see somebody or the else in our life when we are young trying to control us? Do we pick up that pattern from there? Like a child.
Why do we want to control? Is there a lack?
Yes.
It could be learned behavior, like we learn it in our childhood. It could be learned behavior, but it could also be this aspect of it's like a deep imprint on the soul.
So you mean to say it's been since a lot of births?
Yes, a lot of lives.
Right.
A lot of lives we have given into anger. Or what happens is anger has given us something.
Yeah.
Even if it's some kind of comfort, And I feel it's a devil's bargain we make with anger. Because many people feel that you have to get angry to really live in the world and all of that. But it's really a devil's bargain.
Yeah.
Because...
I was just, while you were talking, I was thinking that, it's like I'm punishing myself when I'm angry, thinking that, just because I feel that if you don't do things the way I want, like you said, expectations, you are blocking my happiness somewhere. So, and that's why I get angry. So that's again like a dependency, don't you think?
Yeah, it is a dependency. And also I feel we do a lot of blame game.
Yeah.
I blame everything around for my anger. I blame everything around for the sanskara of anger that I have.
Yes. So how can I change this pattern now, sister, now that it's become so deep within my, like you said, the soul?
Right.
How can I?
Dadi Janki always gives this, she says, you have to take this pill. And the pill is, I say PLP.
PLP.
The PLP pill.
Okay.
And the PLP pill is peace, love, and patience.
That's so simple.
Right.
As long as you implement it.
Right. You have to implement it. So, first we have to understand the devil's bargain, okay? The devil's bargain is instantly you get things done.
Yes.
All right? But what happens is, in the long run, you have to pay something very valuable. That's the devil's bargain.
And thinking of valuable, I was thinking of health.
Health. And for me, I think it's your self-respect.
Yes.
You pay with your self-respect. So yes, you can get things done instantly here and there, instant gratification.
Right.
But any instant gratification in the long term has really negative effects.
Yes. And also, there's something about an angry person. Nobody wants to be around an angry person. When somebody's angry, you just don't want to be around them.
Right.
So, yes, you can instantly get your work done, but then you don't feel comfortable working for them.
Right. And also, more than what elicits in the other person, of course, you don't get their cooperation, you don't get all of these things. But what happens with you inside, that's why the PLP.
Peace, love, and patience.
And do you want me to go deeper into it?
Yes, can we?
When you see a pattern, you have to observe yourself. You have to first accept that this pattern is not serving me. It's not helping me. The second step is that we have to be very careful about making sure that as soon as this pattern comes, that I start thinking about peace.
Yes.
And what I think about peace is that peace is innate within me. I become a soul and I accept that I am peace.
So you mean to say, sister, we have the sanskar of peace, and I'm using the sanskar of anger. Rather than using
anger, I start activating.
Start using peace.
Yes, I start activating.
Yes.
So peace is, the way you use peace is you first have to activate it inside yourself.
Yes. But sister, don't you think when I am getting angry, at that time, it just happens, and when everything is done, and then I realize, oh, I did it again. I got angry again.
Right. No, you have to be patient with yourself, because you don't overcome anger that easily. It's a very deep imprint in the soul.
Yes.
And so one is peace, and then the other one is love. Right? Love, especially, I feel, not just love for yourself, but love for the people involved. If you can't have love, at least have good wishes.
Yes. When you have good wishes for them, you automatically would not want to hurt them.
Right. At least have good wishes, and then we have patience. Patience.
Yes.
And so patience is where...
But sister, just 1 minute. Talking of love.
Right.
When I don't get angry, isn't that an act of love even for myself?
It is. Yeah. But we should actively have love also. We should generate feelings of love. Many times in our life, many moments in our day just go with mindlessness. Just mindless.
Yes.
And so when we start becoming conscious, when we start becoming aware of these things, so you should use that anger as a springboard for your awareness.
Yeah.
So if I'm getting angry, I'm going to use this anger to help me remind myself of PLP.
Yes. Right.
And so actively, I start having good wishes. Actively, I start having good wishes, and I start thinking, oh, this is good. The person is good. The person has many wonderful qualities, and may they be, happy and peaceful and all of those things.
Yes. I was also thinking that, we have started giving so much importance to our outside world and the work that needs to get done outside, that we don't care about the human resource. We don't care about, because you said love and peace.
And because, when people get hurt, your anger really hurts people.
Yes. And that's like a vicious chain.
Yes, and it's not good karma.
It's not good karma
it's
at all.
It's going into the debt.
Yeah, totally.
Totally debt karma. Yes. And you have to repay that debt at some point.
Yes.
So that's why I call it the devil's bargain.
Yeah. You get something done instantly,
but in the long term you have to pay.
And then we were talking about patience.
Yes. So patience, what happens with patience is that you have to remind yourself that patience is good. It will happen one day. There's benefit in whatever is going on. Things will be okay,
Yes.
So you have to talk to yourself, because patience sometimes is very tough.
And is it also patience with the other person I'm dealing with sometimes?
And patience with the self too.
And patience with the self too.
And patience with the situation. Because, as people say, the Rome wasn't built in a day.
Yeah.
So whatever situation you're looking at is not going to happen in a day.
That's true. Sister, also, I was thinking that a lot of us have, because we are talking about the thought pattern, we also have this thought pattern of self-criticism. Could that also be, it's a form of anger?
Yes, it is a form of anger. You know what happens with self-criticism?
Or guilt?
Guilt, yes. Helplessness, all of that. And we can deal with each of them separately in different episodes. But this is like this overall anger, I'm so angry, I can't think. Which is, I wanted to talk about that. So research has shown that when you get angry, like your IQ drops about 20 points.
Really?
Yes. And so your IQ is,
let's say, we should make a note of that. So even if we remember that.
So let's say if your IQ is 120, if you get angry, your IQ becomes 100.
And then it keeps deteriorating.
The more angry you get, the more you can't think.
Yes, because that's
just
why they
poisons
say
you.
Yeah, like it's temporary madness.
Right. It just poisons you. Yes, it just poisons you. And so you have to remind yourself of all of these things before you get angry. Like, you can get things done immediately, but it's not anything useful for you. It's not serving you in the long run.
True. So, sister, do you think in the long run, I can get my work done? Because this is another belief system which we all carry around with us. That we cannot get work done without getting angry.
Right.
Though I personally don't believe in that. Like you said, love. Why can't we just replace this with love? Work cannot be done without love.
Right. We could. We can replace it with love.
Yes.
I've noticed in my life, when I was getting angry, there was a time when I was getting irritated a lot with things. And I did overcome it by my love for God.
Yes.
And so what I started doing is, it's amazing what happens. So what I started doing is, every time I started getting irritated, I used to think of one praise of God.
Oh, that's nice.
So, for example, sweetness. I used to think of sweetness a lot. So God is very sweet. God is very loving. God is very, accepting, like that. Yes. And the amazing thing about God is that when I connect with Him, that I am able to, whatever He's thinking, whatever I'm thinking about Him gets transferred to me.
Yes, it's also that He just transforms our energy.
Yes, so it's a vibrational thing that happens.
So we need a meditation on that.
This time, let's watch our breath. Take a deep breath and just watch your breath. Watch yourself breathe in and out. Don't force it to do anything. Just watch it. And while you're watching it, just relax. And in this meditation, we will talk about changing thought patterns of anger. And so the first step, any changing of thought pattern, is we have to observe the pattern coming up. So be very mindful of the time when you get angry. And at that time, just transform anger to peace. Just remind yourself again and again, I am a peaceful soul. I am a peaceful soul. And the next step is start having love for yourself. Love and good wishes for everyone around you, just start thinking the person is good, the person is peaceful, the person is loving. Just start sending your good wishes to that person or the situation or many people or yourself even. And then the third step is patience. Just remind yourself that you're a patient person. Deep inside, there's patience. And in that patience, I'm able to connect with the source of peace, love, and patience. And peace, love, and patience are transferring to me through vibrations, through my connection, through my remembrance. And I feel absolutely peaceful. And I take this moment to come back to the here and the now. Om Shanti and peace.
Thank you, sister. That was really nice. And while meditating, when you were talking about patience, I was thinking that we become very, our tolerance level seem to have really gone down. We just can't tolerate our own mistakes, and we can't tolerate the mistakes of others.
Right.
So why is it that, and I was also thinking that I think I tolerate people, but what if people are also tolerating me?
Right, they are, right? Right, yeah. They are. Yeah, you think that, but I feel that it's the other way around more. I think people have to tolerate you a lot more than you have to tolerate them. And if you remind yourself of that, then it becomes easy.
Yes.
Because none of us are perfect. We are works in progress. Mm-hmm. Even if we are on the path of self-transformation, we are works in progress, and we have to accept.
Mm.
We have to accept where people are at.
Yes.
We have to accept where the situation is at. We have to accept that whatever life is offering, we have to accept. First comes the acceptance, then the transformation happens within the self. If that acceptance is not there, then transformation doesn't happen. Acceptance, the way everything is, the way people are and what's happening, that's very, very important.
Yes. And like I was just thinking, what's the point actually of earning, those extra bucks, and while everybody around you doesn't like you because you're angry most of the time, and like you spoke about IQ, every time you get angry, you lose 20
IQ points.
Yes,
right.
20 IQ points. And so eventually I'm actually becoming rich outside, but I'm just depleting myself inside.
Right. And at what cost?
And at what cost?
The devil's bargain.
Yes.
Just remember, the devil's bargain is never a bargain. It just appears as a bargain.
Yes.
But if you go deeper, it's never a bargain.
Yes. And the other thing is the PLP. Peace, love, and patience. Yes.
That's Dadi Janki's tablet. She says tablet. I call it a pill.
I was thinking that, for anger to be on the surface, there has to be some kind of pain underneath.
Mm-hmm.
Is that also helplessness, personal helplessness? How do we deal with it?
This sanskara of anger that is deeply embedded within the soul generates a lot of secondary emotions.
Mm-hmm.
It generates helplessness, generates dislike, generates jealousy, generates laziness, criticism, complaining, condemning,
blaming.
Everything. It generates so many things.
So that's like a family.
Right. And it all stems from this deep sanskara of anger that we all have actually. First, we have to accept we all have it.
Yes. So
second acceptance is that it's not going to work.
In the long run, definitely not.
No. Yes, in the long run, it's not going to help.
Yes.
And then we start changing the thought pattern of anger afterwards.
True. So, sister, if I practice meditation or if I practice soul consciousness, is it going to, because that should help me eventually to overcome anger?
Right.
And how does, if I think I'm a soul, so like you said, peace, love, and patience.
No, especially I'm a peaceful soul really helps with anger. Right? Okay. Because you're reinforcing, right? Any thought pattern becomes a pattern because you reinforce it.
Yes.
You keep reinforcing it.
Right.
With your actions, with your words, you keep reinforcing it. But you can also reinforce good things. So if you keep reminding yourself again and again and again, yes. I am a peaceful soul, I'm a peaceful soul, I'm a peaceful soul, that becomes stronger. Yes. And then it overcomes the anger.
True. So we'll end the episode today on that note, sister. Thank you so much for taking us through this lovely journey.
Thanks.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
So now we need to think about it, that this is really not working for me. Like sister said, it's like a devil's bargain. And what are you bargaining it for? And eventually it is actually depleting our relationship, our physical health, mental health. So, like sister suggested, why can't we start working towards peace, and anger will dissolve eventually. Thank you so much for joining us on today's episode. See you soon. Thank you.